EA in College Football 26 is dropping a major patch to Dynasty and also a couple other game modes coming in a couple days, man. It's coming this Thursday. Not sure we have an exact time, but July 24th, we will get a patch for the game, man. That big title update, man. I was talking about it coming maybe next week, maybe even the following week, but we do get it within the first month of the game actually being out, and it's going to fix some major issues, man. A lot of stuff is still going to be wrong with this game. Just reading through the patch notes, it's not going to fix every single bug, but a lot of stuff will be fixed, and it's good to see EA is actually working to fix some of the issues, especially in Dynasty mode and not just Ultimate Teams. If y'all do enjoy this content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Twitch. And let's hop in and talk about this, man. So, like I said, we just wasn't sure when this big update was going to come. And, you know, I'm, first of all, glad to see they're dropping the patch notes a couple days before the update even dropped. You have some companies like 2K. I'm a big 2K guy, man. They will drop an update and you won't get the patch notes until the afternoon. Like, literally, they'll drop the update in the morning and you're lucky if you get the patch notes by the afternoon. You don't know what they changed with the game. It'd just be different. And then you'll finally get the patch notes. But here we get it 2 days early. And, you know, I feel like they did this because we have been complaining a lot. A lot of people have been complaining, speaking out in the game. Someone even said, give me my refund. Shout out to you out there if you want a refund, man. They ain't doing it. They ain't going. But no, seriously, man. A lot of issues wrong with the game, but it's good to see they're actually patching some of this stuff, man. You got a couple gameplay issues that I really wasn't all that familiar with. You know, definitely like a player freezing. I haven't seen that one. What I have seen is my receiver will run towards me, and also seeing a bunch of glitches where, you know, you pass the ball forward and it shoot 40 yards backwards. Just a bunch of stuff like that. But they have a whole list of gameplay stuff that should be fixed, should be in a better catch, even preventing the catch animation from playing when clicking on to taking control of the wide receiver during the route. Man, I feel like the other way around. When I'm using in the defense, my guys do not animate. But apparently this glitch is with the wide receiver not animating. Okay, interesting. But also won't redo every single issue within that's being fixed. Because some of this stuff I honestly did not even know about, man. Just also stability improvements for gameplay. Hopefully that means a lot. Like I said, fixing some of that random stuff that was going on. But Dynasty, that's pretty much what we're all here for, man. The rain games should be gone. We'll see. Should be gone or at least reduced in Dynasty and Road to Glory. Super frustrating, man. I'm doing my Colorado live stream series and I have yet to get one snow game. But every single game we play is raining, especially at night. Every single game we play is raining, man. Up the snow games. Can we boost the snow slider? I like that, man. I like the snow. So that should be gone. Also, they fixed the issue where you was getting cold weather also snow games in warm climates. You know, I seen someone had a snow game in Florida during the playoffs. You know, just don't really make sense. So that should be in a better spot. Also, this is a big one. Fix the issue where starters who were juniors could decide to transfer due to playing time. How do that make it to the game, man? And obviously, you know, stuff always slip through the cracks. But this one could simply be identified by just simming a couple dynasties and you realize your starting quarterback into the transfer portal for playing time and he's starting. Like, I mean, it happened to me a bunch of times in my dynasties. And, you know, so also this should make it be in a little bit of a better spot, but it's a bunch of other issues with deal breakers. So, you know, just having this playing time issue being fixed, probably not enough in my opinion, especially when you still have so many guys entering the portal and disappearing. I have no problem with players entering the portal. I think y'all thought that my issue was with the guys entering the portal. No, you should have a lot of players in the portal. But a lot of them 4 stars, 5 stars should sign with a school, man. It shouldn't be 20, 30, 4-star transfers not even signing with a program, man. If it's like 1 or 2, maybe 3, okay. But 20 to 30 is insane. So it seems like that's not going to be fixed in this update, which is a little bit frustrating. You know, a lot of people, that just breaks their immersion, man. Somebody commented that earlier today. They feel like they can't play the game mode because their starting quarterback entered the portal and he ends up not signing anywhere and he goes to 9-to-5 it and it broke his immersion and he don't want to play the game any longer. So that's a real issue. But they do fix this glitch where, you know, guys enter in the portal for absolutely no reason at all when it's playing time and they're already a starter. I had it happen for a freshman. They say juniors. I had to have him for a freshman 5-star quarterback, man. I started him. He wasn't the highest overall quarterback, but I started him because I'm like, he's going to enter the portal if he don't get snaps. Start him the whole year. We actually have a very good season, and he enters the portal for playing time. It's like they care about overall sometimes also rather than the amount of snaps they get, the reps they're getting. So that also needs to be looked at. Hopefully it's fixed here, but the verbiage that they're using makes it seem like it's only for them juniors when they're starting. Come on, man. It's got to be, like I said, if you start a guy and they still don't be happy for some reason. So hopefully that's also fixed. Also fixed a glitch. Haven't heard about this one where impact blocking column was showing for fullbacks. Okay, interesting. And red shirt. Okay, interesting. Didn't know about that glitch at all. Also fixed the issue preventing players from entering free practice, so it should be in a little bit of a better spot. Then also fix the issue where games could freeze during overtime or playing the moments. So they don't say nothing about desyncs. And I know some people are saying they getting desyncs every single Dynasty game they're playing. Hopefully that's addressed here. People saying they literally cannot play Dynasty, cannot play a full Dynasty game. I think it's super rare, but it's some people out there that's experiencing that. Hopefully that's fixed. Y'all let me know down below. Now you get into the stuff that they patched. Was it last week? Yeah, last week for online dynasties. That stuff is going to come to your offline dynasties as well. So the position changes, and for me, I don't love it as far as like, you could only change within your position group, and it shouldn't affect your skill caps. And I did a test on online. It works. Like, you don't gain skill caps if you move an old lineman from left guard to, left tackle. You don't gain any skill caps. So that's good. But it's always a situation where you have the athlete, let's say an athlete wide receiver. Say you put him at running back and you decide, no, we got too many running backs after that first year. I want to move him to receiver. It's not going to be that element, man. Whatever you put that athlete at, he's stuck there. You can't move him or he's going to gain skill caps like it did before. So don't love that. So this is pretty much the same exact update, like I said, that they did for the online dynasties. Now coming to the offline dynasty this Thursday. You can now also, like I said, move athlete recruits to their whatever position you want them to play, but you just can't move them after that. Players with new skill caps are now more strongly influenced by their development trait and school year. Younger players and those with higher development traits will have higher skill caps at their new position. So it's interesting. I think the way they word it is like, I consider skill caps the other way around. And so it's interesting how they word it. But pretty much you have a higher development trait, you're going to have a less skill caps. It's kind of the way I think about it. But, they're kind of wording it the other way around. So interesting. Also the dress or the coach exploit where you could just get your coach level up to max instantly. Maybe not instantly, but within a few minutes or whatever, however long it takes. That should be fixed for offline dynasty as well. Also, the motivator situation, it was a really bad glitch where you could just get insta commits for almost any player using this tier 1 motivator ability. That should be nerfed. It might still work, but it should be nerfed. I mean, it has to do with the influence and skill caps. Pretty cheesy. Then you get this short. They could have just left Road to Glory off, man. They could have just left this whole thing off. But apparently some issue with pre-order bonus not being applied when you start your second season. Okay, that should be fixed. And then you get into Ultimate Teams. And a good amount of Ultimate Team stuff is fixed here. I'm not an Ultimate Team guy. I'm not an Ultimate Team guy, so I'm not really going to cover it. But good amount of Ultimate Team stuff. Hopefully it's in a better spot. I do want to play Ultimate Team at some point. And a bunch of presentation stuff is also fixed here, man. Like opposing players participating in the Gator Chomp on the field celebration. That's funny, man. That's similar stuff was in last year's game that they ended up fixing, where you'll have your players celebrating with the other team. Also the dog bone celebration is apparently fixed for Nebraska. So just some small immersion stuff for specific teams and programs should be in a better spot. Overall, what y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. Is this like a W? Is this a L update for EA college football, man? For the first title update, I'm not gonna lie, man, a little bit underwhelming for me. Just a tad bit underwhelming. Just considering we probably won't get the next title update for another month. So, And it's a lot of things wrong with the game. It's a lot of things wrong with the game. We covered it. And as we're doing these archetype breakdowns, I'm sure y'all seen on my channel, we're breaking down every single position and archetype. I am quickly realizing some of these archetypes are trash. Not thought through whatsoever, man. I ain't gonna lie, they're not thought through. Like, you have some guys with abilities slot out for this archetype, they could never ever get that ability. Never. A lot of tight ends, they have abilities that's set for that archetype and they can never get it because they can't upgrade that category. So some stuff is just not really thought out. Maybe next year we got to find some way to get dynamic abilities, just so, you know, abilities could actually fit every single player, like, instead of fitting every single archetype. So maybe you do get a blocking tight end that ends up getting sure hands, you know, even though in the current version of the game, that can never happen. So you could also change archetypes in this game. That's another finesse. You know, maybe we'll probably cover at some point. Maybe it's not a finesse, but you could change people archetypes. If you have a blocking tight end and you want him to convert to maybe a possession, you could do that. If you want, you know, better abilities for, you know, catching the ball, you could do stuff like that. So it is a way around it, but everyone don't want to do that. Some people just want to play the game and, you know, play it for fun. And like another, tight ends just don't get abilities in this game, man. And like I said, it's because they really can't. So some small stuff, or maybe it's not small, but when it's a lot of small stuff, it adds up to be big. So like I said, I'm a little bit underwhelmed with the update. I am glad that they dropped this whole thing early, the patch notes early, to let us know. Don't just leave us in the dark. Let us know, hey, this is coming this day. This is what we're doing. So we got something to look for rather than dropping it Thursday morning. You know, I'd rather, you know, let us know early. So we got something to look for. So I am happy about that and happy that they're continuing to work to make this game better. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. Just want to be quick with this one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Twitch, and we're on to the next one.